Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we talk about the chapter number 7. Chapter number 7 is all about kingdom Protista and fungi. Kingdom Protista and fungi. So what are protists? What are protists? Protist is derived from a Greek word which means first eukaryotes. First eukaryotes. Kingdom Protista include protists. They are the member of kingdom Protista, and protist is derived from a Greek word which mean first eukaryotes. Protist mean first eukaryotes. So this kingdom include different organisms which are diverse. So there is huge diversity in this kingdom. They range from microorganism, which include unicellular organism and multicellular organism, but all are eukaryotes. Eukaryotes mean that they possess nuclei in them. Their cell possess nucleus in them. So that is why they are true eukaryotes. First eukaryotes and true eukaryotes, it include microorganism. For example, amoeba. Amoeba is the smallest organism, microorganism included in this kingdom. So this kingdom range from unicellular organism to multicellular organism. Some are so small that they are consist of only one cell, for example amoeba, while other are consist of multiple cells. So they are multicellular organism, and some are the world's largest organism, for example giant kelps, which sometimes reach to 100 meter in size. Kingdom Protista include plants like organism, animal like organism, fungi like organism. Note that they are the word like organism, that is plant like organism. It means they look like plant, but they are not true plants, because true plants they are included in the kingdom Plantae. Animal like organism, they are not true animals, but they have some similarity with those of animals. So that is why they are called animal like organism. And fungi like organism, which are not fungi, but they have similarity with those of what? Fungi. So that is why they include those organisms which have some characteristic of plants, that is plant like organism, animal like organism, and fungi like organism. So for this reason, the word trash can is used. The word trash can is used for the member of what? Kingdom Protista. For protest. Why the word trash can is used? Because this kingdom include all those organisms which are excluded from the rest of the kingdom, that is kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia, kingdom Fungi, and they are placed in this kingdom, that is kingdom Protista. So that is why kingdom Protista is treated as trash can. By definition they are called exclusions. By definition they are called exclusion. It means the protists, they are exclude excluded organism. By definition, protists, they are called exclusions. Exclusion means that they are excluded from other kingdoms. That is, other kingdoms mean they are excluded from the kingdom Plantae, they are excluded from the kingdom Animalia, they are excluded from the kingdom Fungi. Why? Because most of the characteristics in the protists, they were different from the member of kingdom Plantae, the member of kingdom Animalia, and the member of kingdom Fungi. So that is why they are placed in a separate kingdom, that is called kingdom Protista. So that is why kingdom Protista is treated as trash can for such organisms which are excluded from the rest of the kingdom, that is kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia, kingdom Fungi. So by definition, they are called exclusions. Exclusion means they are excluded from other three kingdoms, that is kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia, and kingdom Fungi. Then, as I told you that there is huge diversity exists in the kingdom Protista. So one of the diversity is the diversity in size, which I have told you that they include unicellular microorganism, for example amoeba, and they include multicellular organism, for example giant kelps, which are the brown algae, which sometimes reach to 100 meters or more, and they are the world's largest organism present in the sea or marine water. So it include in this kingdom. They are included in this kingdom. Also, if we talk about its number, so they range from 60,000 to 2 lakh in number. They range in number from 60,000 to 2 lakh species in number, and there is still a huge number which is still unexplored, which is yet to be identified. Now, what is its ecological role? Ecological role of what? Kingdom Protista, the member of Protista, they are involved in photosynthesis. 90% of the world photosynthesis is because of what? These protists in form of what? Algae. So they are involved in photosynthesis. Also, they include decomposers, which decompose the dead organic matter of dead bodies of plants and animals and return back the precious minerals which are locked up in their bodies. They are returned back to the environment again. So they are decomposers. Also, they act as recyclers, because they recycles the precious minerals. They are used again and again. So they are called recyclers because they are involved in the recycling process. Also, they are included in biogeochemical cycle. Biogeochemical cycles, that is different nutrient cycles. There is a carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, sulfur cycle, phosphorus cycles. So they play an important role in these ecological processes. This is all about the ecological role of the kingdom Protista, that they are involved in photosynthesis to produce the food for their own need. Also, they provide nourishment for other heterotrophic organism, and also they evolved oxygen at the time of photosynthesis. And they are decomposers, which decompose the dead organic matter of dead plants and dead animals, and by doing so they help in the recycling process. They are involved in biogeochemical cycles. So this is all about the introduction of protist and the member of kingdom Protista. Now if we talk about the evolutionary history of evolutionary history of protist, so they are the world's oldest eukaryotic organism, but the oldest organism they were the prokaryotes. So there is a theory which is called endosymbiotic theory. Endosymbiotic theory, which suggests the possible origin of these protists which are eukaryotes from prokaryotes. So this theory is called endosymbiotic theory. Endosymbiotic theory suggests the possible origin of eukaryotes from prokaryotes. So these are the prokaryotes which give rise to eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, they give rise to eukaryotes, and as I told you, the first eukaryotes, they were protists. So they are the world first eukaryotes, that is kingdom, the member of kingdom Protista, which were originated from the prokaryotes according to endosymbiotic theory. This theory suggests the possible origin of eukaryotes from the prokaryotes. Prokaryotes, they are the ancestor of eukaryotes, and the first eukaryotes, they were protist. So that is why the word protist is suggested for these organisms which were included in kingdom Protista. According to this theory, that is endosymbiotic theory, that a eukaryotic cell ingests a prokaryotic cell, or you can say a eukaryotic cell ingests a prokaryotic cell. Instead of, after engulfing it, instead of digesting it, this prokaryotic cell, this is the eukaryotic cell, U cell, and this is the pro cell, that is prokaryotic cell. So according to this theory, whenever a eukaryotic cell ingests or engulf a prokaryotic cell, so instead of digesting it inside in the eukaryotic cell, this prokaryotic cell become the part of the cell of eukaryotic cell, and later on it become a cell organelles. And this, for example, the origin of mitochondria. If this is proteobacteria, so a eukaryotic cell ingests or engulf a proteobacteria as prokaryotic cell, and instead of digesting inside in the eukaryotic cell, this proteobacteria become the cell organelles of this eukaryotic cell, and in this way mitochondria as cell organelles were originated, because the earlier eukaryotes have no mitochondria in them. So how this mitochondria originated in the or developed in the eukaryotic cell? According to endosymbiotic theory, a eukaryotic cell engulf or ingests a prokaryotic cell in the form of proteobacteria. Instead of engulfing or digesting this proteobacteria become the cell organelle of this eukaryotic cell, and in this way a mitochondria originated from the proteobacteria. So in this way a mitochondria become the cell organelles of eukaryotic cell, because earlier eukaryotic cell have no mitochondria in them. So how this mitochondria originated According to endosymbiotic theory, a eukaryotic cell ingests a prokaryotic cell in the form of protobacteria. After engulfing this protobacteria, later on it becomes the cell organelles of this eukaryotic cell, and then this is called mitochondria. Mitochondria then perform its function, that is the energy production to produce ATP. So according to this theory suggests that how eukaryotes, they were originated from the prokaryotic cell. Another example is according to the endosymbiotic theory, because earlier eukaryotic cell have no plastid in them, no chloroplast in them. How this plastid or chloroplast originated in the eukaryotic cell? So again we will give the example, that is a eukaryotic cell when ingest a prokaryotic cell. This is eukaryotic cell and this is prokaryotic cell. When a eukaryotic cell engulf a prokaryotic cell, so after engulfing, instead of digesting it, this become the part of this eukaryotic cell, and in this way plastid was originated. For example, I have given this here the example. I put protobacteria. No, this is cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is prokaryotic cell and this is eukaryotic cell. When cyanobacteria was engulfed by a eukaryotic cell, so instead of digesting it, this cyanobacteria become the cell organelles of eukaryotic cell, and later on this cyanobacteria become plastid or chloroplast in eukaryotic cell, and in this way new cells were originated from the prokaryotes according to endosymbiotic theory. So according to endosymbiotic theory, the prokaryotic cell gave rise to eukaryotic cell, and instead of digesting these cells, these prokaryotic cell in the form of protobacteria become the mitochondria, and cyanobacteria become the plastid or chloroplast in them. This phenomena is called symbiogenesis. Symbiogenesis. Endosymbiotic theory in the phenomena is called symbiogenesis. Symbiogenesis suggests the possible origin of what? Eukaryotes from prokaryotes. Also, it is also indicated from the inner ribosome, inner cell ribosome. It is also indicated from the inner cell ribosome in terms of its size. If we see the size of what ribosome inside in the mitochondria, so they were 70s in size, while in the chloroplast this is also 70s Swedberg unit in size, while the ribosome which were present in the eukaryotic cell, they are 80s in size. So why this difference? This 70s ribosome in the mitochondria and the chloroplast present in the eukaryotic cell suggests its prokaryotic origin, because prokaryotic ribosome, they are 70s in size, while eukaryotic ribosome, they are 80s in size. So what this 70s ribosome inside in the mitochondria and the chloroplast or plast suggests its possible origin of what? Its possible origin from prokaryotes. So this theory is called endosymbiotic theory. Scientists placed prokaryotes in same groups. This is not based upon their different features, but for their own convenience, instead of their close kinship. But no cytological, biochemical, DNA analysis suggests that there is huge diversity exists among these prokaryotes. So this is all about the protists, their introduction and the evolutionary history. As I told you that protist is a huge kingdom in terms of diversity. So it is divided, it is classified into different groups. Kingdom Protista is classified into different groups. That is, it include animal-like protist, animal-like protists, plants-like protists, and fungi-like protists. So this is a simple classification of kingdom Protista, that this is divided into three different groups. That is animal-like protist, which is protozoans. Protozoa, they are simple unicellular microscopic organism. Plants-like protist, that is algae. They are not plants, but they are simple unicellular or simple plants. And fungi-like organism, which includes, that is Myxomycota, mycetes and omycetes. So these are the three groups of kingdom Protista: animal-like protist, protozoan; plants-like protist, that is algae; and fungi-like protist, that is Myxomycetes, Myxomycota, omycetes and Omycota. The member of Omycota, they are called omycetes. The member of Myxomycota, they are called Myxomycetes. They are not true fungi, but share some of the characteristic of fungi. So as I told you, that kingdom Protista include all those organisms which are excluded from the rest of the kingdom. That is algae, they are excluded from the kingdom Plantae. Any protozoan, they are excluded from the kingdom Animalia, and Myxomycetes and omycetes, they are excluded from the kingdom Fungi. Why? Because due to different characteristics. Some of the characteristics, they are common, but majority of the characteristics, they were totally different from those upward, that is plant, animal and fungi. So that is why a separate kingdom was suggested by Ernest Haeckel for all those organisms which are not fit in plants, animals and fungi. Now we will talk about one by one about these grouping, that is animal-like protists, plants-like protists, fungi-like protists. According to the SMART curriculum or SMART syllabus by Curriculum Wing Aptabad, this animal-like protist is not included in your course because it is excluded from the syllabus. So we will not talk about this group. We will just talk about the plant-like protist, that is algae, and fungi-like protist, which is Myxomycetes and omycetes. So let's talk about the plants-like protists. Plants-like protist. Plants-like protists, they are commonly called algae. plants like Protista, that is algae, they are not true plants, but they are excluded from the kingdom plant. As I told you, they due to many different characteristics, algae were separated or excluded from the kingdom Plantae and included in a separate kingdom, that is kingdom Protista, and treated as plants like Protista, that is algae. Algae once were in kingdom Plantae, they were plants, but later on it was confirmed by different cytochemical analysis, DNA analysis, RNA analysis, that they have certain characteristics which are not present in true plants. So that is why they were excluded from the kingdom Plantae and included in the kingdom Protista and treated as plants like Protista, that is algae. The field of botany which deal with the study of algae is called phycology. Phycology is the study of algae. Phycology is the study of algae. Algae, they are divided into different groups, or they are classified into different groups on the basis of certain characteristic, because definitely there are certain basis for the classification of an organism. So one of the major feature of the classification of algae is their pigments, pigmentation. The type of pigments is the main base of their classification. That is, pigments are those bodies which absorb the visible portion of the spectrum and help in photosynthesis. So based upon their pigmentation, algae, they are divided into different groups. Also, algae, they are different from the plants, because algae, they are mostly unicellular, while plants, they are mostly multicellular. Algae, the 6 organs, they are unicellular, while in the case of plant, the 6 organs, they are multicellular. There is huge differences between the algae and the true plants. True plants, they are non-motile, while algae are motile. Their cells, they are motile. Their 6 cells, they are motile. So algae, they are divided into different groups. So let's talk about their classification. So they are divided into different groups, that is Euglenophyta, Dinoflagellates, Euglenophyta, Dinoflagellates, Bacillariophyta, Pheophyta, Rhodophyta, and Chlorophyta. So these are the 6 groups of what? Algae. That is Euglenophyta, which include euglenids, euglena-like organism. Dinoflagellate, that is also called Pyrophyta. Pyrophyta, they are dinoflagellate. This is the division, you can say, the name of the division. Bacillariophyta, they are commonly known as diatoms. Few phyta, they include